Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Motivational Montage. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. Same day as the last video, so it's still cold a little bit, but it's warmed up. It's in the upper 40s. And yeah, you're going to hear some traffic, and I apologize for that. But I changed locations because of the next blog here, being a spiritual philanthropist. I am. Are you? Let's find out if we're in the right direction here. And I picked a different location specifically because of this topic and something behind me. You'll get. Greetings. I want, I need, I have to have. These are things we all say from time to time, and for very reasons. Not a single person, not one that I know of anyway, can deny one or more of these phrases are said by them. But here's the catch. Do we hear it when others say them? Did you know we even say these things without actually using the words? Our actions, our attitude, our tone of voice can let other people know the same thing as well. Even if we are speaking and don't use those words, the choice of our words could indicate the same. In fact, not saying anything can sometimes have the same effect. Notice how I worded that? Yeah, right? The effect. Anyway, so do you, like myself, try to give to yourself and others as they request? Do you find reception of the requested things sometimes isn't grateful? Even for yourself? Hey, look what I just did for me. Well, yeah, but you're not grateful about it, me. Oh, well. I digress. I am learning this particular part don't matter, and I'll tell you why. God gave freely exactly what we needed, okay? That is a perfect sacrifice to cleanse the world of sin. The Bible, in many places, tells us we should have the same attitude in our giving. Okay? Now we're stop for a second. We're not talking just giving to other people. We're talking give to ourselves too. All right? I have to emphasize that. As part of being a philanthropist, let me continue. So a few questions come up in my head that require some answers, and I'm trusting the Holy Spirit will reveal more about them to me as I need them. And there are more questions, but these are just a couple. Questions like, what if I can't afford it? Also, what if it's too hard to do what they ask? And there are other questions popping into my mind, but these are just the topmost priority for this moment. I am gaining insight into their answers a little, and as time goes on, I will learn more. And by the way, for this moment, I mean for this blog and for this video. Bottom line, from the Old Testament all the way into the New Testament, we are given instructions to be philanthropists. All the way back in Leviticus 25 is an example. Proverbs 29 mentions it. Isaiah 25 references it. And even Jesus in Matthew 10 tells us to do it. There are other verses that I've found, about 47 in my search, and probably more, because I stopped looking, because you get to a point you say, okay, it must be true. Obviously, it's always true. Anyway, these verses, 47 in all, telling me I am doing good with just smiling at people, extending grace and mercy, and love into their lives. I'll make jokes, I'll have interesting conversations, just sit and listen sometimes. Even volunteering to do something sometimes, and these things get people feeling better, and in a few cases actually make their lives better because they now see they too are loved by God. Yes, even I do these things for myself sometimes and feel better because of them. What does it cost me? Time and energy, that's all. Stay blessed, safe, healthy, and frosty. That's how I end the blog. I'm not ending the video because, well, hey, obviously I'm going to talk about what I just said. Yeah. All right. So here's the kid. Here's the conclusion. What do you see right there? You see a tree, right? Well, from your perspective, that's a tree. But let me tell you something. That's actually two trees. And from what I've been told from people in this particular area, that's actually normal to see a tree coming up and coming out of the ground like that, and split trunk, I guess you would call it, whatever. But yeah, they're going in different directions. The tree is growing and whatnot. But from your perspective, it might look like just one tree coming up in many different directions. Well, that's kind of why I set this up this way, because I am going to help you understand the philanthropist part. You got to ask questions. You got to grow. You got to answer questions, and you got to grow with the answers. And who has the ultimate answers? God. So if it's in the Bible, being led to by the Holy Spirit, conversations with other fellow believers, nature itself can even give us glimpses into what it means to be a philanthropist. You got to know God. You got to learn God. You got to understand God. You got to be in one with Him as Jesus was one with Him. And He even prayed that we would be one with Him as He was one with Him. So in order to understand what that means, we have to keep asking the question. Now, what does this have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, the tree knows how to find its oxygen, or in this case, carbon dioxide. We breathe the oxygen it gives off. And it doesn't think about, well, I'm going to take in Lewis's carbon dioxide today, and I'm going to give him some extra oxygen. No, it's not thinking anything. It's just doing it, right? And it's programmed to do that, if you will, in its makeup, in the way a tree is designed. Same thing with the roots. It's not looking for water. It's like not seeking it out. It's just going in the direction it naturally needs to go to find water. Down and out, right? Same thing with the leaves and the branches and the trunks and whatnot. It's looking for the sunlight. Well, these are questions. In a manner of speaking, this is a little parable I set up. These are questions that we ask. These are answers that we give. These are the direction for the sunlight questions, and the sunlight, the answers. Carbon dioxide would be answers as well, and the oxygen possibly being the question. The roots and so forth. I mean, my imagination just goes in so many different directions. I think you understand what I'm getting at, is to ask those questions, and don't be afraid if they're weird. God uses the foolish to confound the wise. That's why I'm here. I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, seriously. Think about what I just said about this, and the questions and answers, and even look up the word philanthropist yourself. Find out what it means in your language or in your particular lifestyle, is what I'm trying to say. Not language, lifestyle. Because everybody is a different type of philanthropist. Some are, and some are, and I could be giving you examples, but you'll have to learn that yourself. Because nobody should be led by anybody personally. Should be led by the Holy Spirit. I love you all. Stay blessed, safe, healthy, and frosty. Till the next time we get together, you keep looking up.